Yo, we made it to South Africa. Wise Line
Yes,
and OG Triple.
yes. It's beautiful here. We were saying something about the air just seemed more crisp and clean.
Yeah.
It's beautiful here, and I'm pretty sure all of what they call Africa now is beautiful. This whole continent,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's beautiful. But we are over here over on the outskirts of Johannesburg, and we can actually look across over there, and there's some big ass hills over there. Like those things are beautiful. They are pretty.
So our time here is 6 hours faster than being back home in Miami is, you know.
So if it's 6 o'clock over there, it's 12 over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not that late over here right
No,
now.
it's like probably 8, like 8 o'clock right now.
So it's 2 over there in Florida. Period.
Yeah. We far East Coast.
Far East Coast. We love it. I love it. Um, got me some ginger beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's it tastes like ginger, not play stuff.
Smoking black, South African version.
Yeah.
No tobacco, no sprayed rat poison on it.
Okay, wise line. I want to.
Tastes clean.
Yeah.
But see, we want to tell y'all, get your passports. How you do that? You go to USPS, any postal service near you.
You can make an appointment.
Yeah, you a lot of them you might have to make an appointment. Make your appointment. Fill out that paperwork. Bring your birth certificate or any other identification to let them know that you're a citizen, or maybe you got your green card or visa or whatever. All that kind of stuff work.
Yeah.
So
a photo ID and something else showing your age, and
And that's it. Boom. So do that passport, fill that out. It's gonna cost you a little something, but it's
not
worth
no
it.
more than 150. It shouldn't be no more than 150. I mean, in Florida.
Yeah, it's different. But this our first day. The flight was,
almost a day. It was the flight ended up being 17 hours. I mean, well, it was 2 flights. One was 2.5, and the second one was 14 and some odd minutes or whatever. But it ended up being almost 17 hours of flying. So the second flight getting here was the longest, which was 14 hours and some minutes. And it's the longest flight, and like people like me that have like messed up stomachs and stuff, if you can find out what you're booking, like we didn't know. So our
bring Pepto-Bismol.
see, coat, suits, reliefs. No, that's just a commercial. But no, all we trying to say is that it be a lot of people on the planes, a lot of people. So don't think you're gonna get on there just because it's coming to Africa. It ain't gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot of people. And they were so nice. It was some nice people. These people, no, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about other people, you know. But we did make it to our Airbnb. Now our Airbnb person is nice. She's nice. And this is her beautiful little villa thing that she lied about and said with 4 bedrooms in this too. That's how they do. All of them be on some scam stuff. Be scamming.
Yep, you gotta know how to barter and negotiate and.
Like when we got ready to get on the taxi wise line, and they gonna tell me they said 300. I say 300, not 250. I mean, it's right there. And then before we made it out the airport, out the air area, I mean the terminal area, the supervisor came and got the dude that was taking us to the taxi, and he said just $250, just charge $250. It's not far.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that from Wise Lion. He do that all in Miami. He do that everywhere.
Yeah, got to. So it's a good experience. This day one for us here, you know. We wanted to follow up on our DNA too, so this is the second step to that, you know, following up on our DNA. We got our DNA results. We've been trying to put out a video about that, but to no avail, you know. But now we're here. We're going to record as much as possible, you know, shed some light on some things. So our DNA, you know, points to a lot of places in Africa and different countries, even European countries like Ireland, England, you know, Sweden, Scotland, Wales. You know.
Yeah, places where we ruled, places where we went and was ruling.
Yeah, we was still discolored, even though we was over there.
Yeah,
that just means we stepped on that land
and was
we
there
was
for a
known
while.
for that land.
Yeah, got people over there. That means that it's people who's buried over there with our DNA in it. You know, that's what that actually means. That means that they done things to find out, because you know they do that, right? They check the DNA of things that they find in them areas. Yeah, and that's how they find your DNA. Don't think just because you got European DNA that you mix. That doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. Now, if you find that you are, then you are, but you can't just assume that you are.
Nice quiet night.
Can I do one more time?
It's quiet. It's peaceful. We got plenty warnings about how to be out here. You know.
Yeah.
We're protecting ourselves.
No bags. For me, for women, don't be carrying no big bag and stuff like that. The Airbnb lady told me that just attracts attention, unwanted attention. So, and the phones too.
Yeah.
So we didn't have our phones out. We wasn't recording because we didn't want to have to do nothing bad to nobody.
Yeah. iPhones, iPads, and stuff, you keep in the house unless you know, got your own vehicle and you feel secure about taking it.
Now, if we had a car and we wasn't driving around, wasn't walking around, then it probably wouldn't be no problem. But because we're walking,
we walk by choice because we want to feel the area and environment. You know, like I said, from Miami, you know, hear gunshots every night in Miami. But
so we can't be scared over here.
Only heard one siren
earlier today,
you know, and it wasn't no violence.
And then the man was like, he didn't even know what it was, if it was a police or ambulance. He was like, oh, it's a police or ambulance. He was like, you don't know the difference. It's not a difference. But yeah, we ain't heard nothing like that since. And it's quiet like this. The loudest thing I hear is the birds. We came up this road, and the birds sounded like they said, "Hi, hi, 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 hi." That's what they sounded like.
Yeah. So this first step in the land, in our father's land, and you know, trying to find out where Zion at.
Yeah.
We're gonna start interviewing people, talking to them about, you know, our history, talking to them about our bloodline, you know, just trying to have a good time. So we're gonna document as much as possible for everybody back home.
It was a YouTuber. Shout out to the South African YouTuber that we bumped into with the taxi people. He was the one who had took us to the taxi man. Yeah. And I've seen him on YouTube several times. I watch him actually. Okay. I told him that. Yeah, but I didn't get his name. I don't know why I didn't get his name.
It's all good. Shout out to all the nice people we met. Riri, named Rhea, but nickname Riri.
Yeah, she's from
Dunbar.
Dunbar.
The East Coast,
Yeah.
Well, not East Coast, but the coast of South Africa.
Yeah. Yeah. She said it's really exciting there. It's nice there.
Yeah. If we get the chance, we'll check it out. But she said it's an hour flight from Johannesburg, so
Yeah.
that's another story.
Yeah, we're not doing that right now. Not right now, but we want to do it. And we were saying that our DNA and trying to figure all that out. We got aspirations to be on the continent. We hoping to get a breakthrough soon.
Yeah, so all the skeptics, all we got to say is that, unless you have a doctorate in DNA and breaking down chromosomes and all that there,
Right.
how can you say it's some, in their words, not mine, but it's a white man lie and all this there. If you feel like that, then you need to be a scholar and get your doctorate and tell us better. But
Yeah.
you're not, most of your information come from your colonizer, who taught you.
Yeah.
So if you can't use good information from a bad source, then that's just how you comprehend and break things down.
Mm-hmm.
You can't learn regardless from anybody, no matter who it is. But if lies is what you rather hear, then you will hear lies, and you will be told lies all your life. But if you know how to decipher what somebody's saying and get the truth out of it, boom, you know how to maneuver in this world, and you're gonna have to learn.
And you know that's how they are catching people in the criminal aspect of things. They catch people using their DNA,
Mm-hmm.
and the DNA thing is very valid, and to the point where you have people trying to change the information that you get back from the DNA, not the actual DNA. You can't change that.
No.
But like, say for instance, they say I'm a J2 or something like that. We know that we'll have to take that, and that's just Lord.
Example.
It's because you have other things like
The whole point, if you go to court and they say, well, we got your DNA on this, and you say, I have faith that you're wrong about that,
you going to jail.
They don't care about your faith in no courthouse. Your faith don't equal up to a defense. You need proof and evidence, and the evidence point to your DNA. So that's what we're saying, is that your DNA is evidence.
Yeah.
And it's a proof. And we're trying to prove a wrongdoing that happened to our people. So in order to prove it, we need grounds and evidence. So the grounds is that we was misplaced. The evidence that we're in the land that we wasn't originally from. We're not originally from America.
Right.
No matter how you want to rub that, you can rub it any kind of way you want to. But the truth is, AIs don't artificial intelligent picture don't prove that you're natural American. No matter how black indigenous photos you crop from artificial intelligent photoshops, that's not who you are. The true people, your people, this color come from this land, the continent. And then digging in deeper, we know that we're Bantu, Igbo, Ashanti. Our main haplogroup is Nigerian. And then it goes down from like Cameroonian, Congo, and
Mali.
Other nations, Mali. Most West and Central Africa nations, and then like we told you, the European nations. Yes. Our people are nomadic Jews.
Yes.
Traveling Jews.
We're the wandering Jews.
We're, like in the Bible, the Abraham traveled from his father's land to establish his lineage. And that's the whole thing. If you're not relating to that book, then why believe it? You could believe anything. You could believe pigs fly.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe Yeah, you got faith in pink skies. You know, the sky not blue.
Yeah.
It's really pink. You know, because that's what you want to believe, and that's fine. You know, just believe that, but don't say you believe the truth, and then always arguing about something that you can't prove or stand on.
Right.
You know, a lot of people got faith in lies all day long, but the truth is, if you want to stand on it, you can, but you got to believe in the truth. You got to know the truth.
You gotta know him. Yep, the one that said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." He is the truth. I don't feel like that's ever changed. He's the only truth. We don't name him JC or nothing like that. We call him what he said he was, the truth. So
we're gonna have a good time out here. We're gonna show y'all what it is out here. We're gonna try to get around some of them lions and elephants and rhinos, cheetahs, whatever we could get around. Because this is about time we set foot on this land. We're gonna pray. We're gonna do some prayer, record a lot of praying, and interviewing people as much as possible until our time is up and we go back. But other than that, we're watching and paying attention to our surroundings.
yeah.
Regardless of where we go.
Yep.
I can step anywhere because I don't fear going nowhere. I don't fear nothing but the Most High.
However, we do watch, like Paul said, watch and pray.
That's what you're supposed to do. A lot of people want God to pick them up and evaporate them, or, bring them somewhere, just by all faith all day. But, our God is the Most High. He's an invisible God. He got many names. He's not limited to what we want. He has an agenda for us, and it's up to us to fulfill his agenda. Not sit here and think that everything is all on him, which he's in control of everything. But he has a purpose for us. And why would he stop us from living that purpose?
Right.
He wants us to fulfill that word. If you choose him, then you will want that.
And the thing about it is, we've been taught all these different names, but I can honestly tell you that I know him as a healer. I know him as a provider. I know him as that. I didn't ask nobody to tell me that about him or read it. I read it and then I put it to work in my life. And I battled something for 3 years that even doctors didn't know. And nobody would really give me any real feedback. I took blood tests, CAT scans. I went to several doctors, and they couldn't tell me anything. But I just fell down and on my knees and I prayed. And I told the Most High that I don't have nobody else but him. And if he don't heal me, I won't be healed. And I can tell you that right now, I look like myself. I feel like myself. And the reason why I say that is because I used to be 20 pounds lighter. And that was making me look and feel a different type of way. Weak. And I just felt older than my age. And so now that he's bringing me out of that, I'm eating better. I'm eating more. I gained my weight back. I can honestly tell people that the Most High, I know he healed me because nobody knew what was wrong with me. So I had to stick with him. I had to stick by him. I had to tell him and show him that I believed that he wanted to heal me and that he could and that he would. And I just stood on that. Now, my son know what I went through. I don't really want to go into the ailment, but I can tell you this. I was 20 pounds underweight. So, and very weak all the time. So, and like I said, all the tests and everything that you could take but nobody gave me feedback. Oh, this test negative, that test negative, that's negative, that's negative. They wanted to test me for cancer and all that stuff. They tested me for cancer. I didn't have it. But because I didn't have anything, it's just like my doctors threw me away. They didn't try to help me find what was really going on with me. So I want to encourage somebody out there to just know that things might not be looking right when it come down to man, but don't turn your back on the Most High, because you got to give him his chance to show you who he is in your life. You may know him as a healer. You may know him as a guide or person that, the one that guides you into all truth, the one that um, um, provides for you and your family. A lot of people don't understand that the Most High is the provider. So,
The reason why we brought that up is because there's a lot of topics in our community nowadays, especially YouTube, that they say they know his name, and they making it seem like it's just a one name when it comes to the Most High. Like, you can't be talking about the same God I serve, because he has many names. And, one name ain't sufficing to all the names and what he's really, able to do. We know him as love.
yes.
We know him as the jealous God.
Yes.
And like
Terrible.
OG said, he's terrible too. That's the one I just learned recently in my life, like how terrible he could really be. That's why I don't fear nothing, because if I serve him, I already serve the most terrible thing. Anything that could scare you to death is the Most High.
Yes.
Everything else, I can't fear it at all, not a little bit, because I shouldn't be alive, but because he sustained my life, he keep me alive. And to me, that's terrible, because I have to serve him no matter what, basically.
Yes.
No matter what I choose, because if doing other shit and anything, if doing anything work for you, like people do witchcraft, people do science or whatever they want to believe, they do it, and it may work for them. That stuff don't work for me like that. I learned early in my life to serve the Most High because he worked for me and got me out of a lot of situations. Because it said it kept me alive. A lot of times, most people would be scared to do the things I do, risking their life the way I do. They wouldn't go out there on that limb like that, but I have no fear of it because I know he has me, and that's what OG's saying. Like, as a provider, he more than provides. He's my shield, in a lot of my life when I prayed for him being my shield, he protected me so many ways, so many times, and things could have ended real bad early for me, but because he is a true God, the one true God, he kept me, and gonna continue until we fulfill his word. Until that time, we're gonna be able to. Our goal is to show through our steps of what we're doing that he is a real God, because a lot of people have their own gods, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're saying you serve the same God I serve, you should have the same kind of experiences, or at least your own experiences, something that you could acknowledge that he is real in your life. If you can't even name an experience that he was there for you, or basically all you do is gain information and you debate with your brothers all day, that's not what God wanted for you. That's not the God that I serve. We supposed to build our brother. We ain't supposed to backbite. We ain't supposed to hate on each other. Now, one thing about learning our identity is to heal our ways. Now, if you know who you are and you come from the tribe of Judah, you have an inclination to sell your brother, in the very literal terms of selling your brother. Where I come from, we call it selling out. But in the Bible, it's really selling your brother off like a slave. So we actually come from that, and because we have that in us, our enemies was able to take advantage of that time and time and time again, to the point you can read it in the Bible, and then you can see it in your life nowadays. If you can't picture it nowadays, then you're not really living your life with your eyes open, But truly, that is our Achilles heel. That's our kryptonite. Is our own self. And until you realize that, you can't fix that about yourself. And if you do realize it and you know it, you could start from there and build your relationships with your brother, build your relationship with your people around you to better those relationships, because he don't want us fighting against each other. He wants us to build each other up. Like it's a commandment to love your brother. It's a commandment not to covet your brother. And all these things, we supposed to appreciate each other and help each other. And in the most sense, like if you say you love God, there's so many songs talking about I love God and nobody else. That's not what he commanded us. That's not true at all.
That's against the word.
It doesn't even make sense.
It don't. And he already told you how he feel about that. You can't say you love him. You haven't seen him, but you don't love your brother, who you do see. No, he's not going for that. And in that is a self-hate.
So that's another Achilles heel that we have, but it's not. That's not a self-taught thing that was put on by our enemy, because, like I said, if our enemy know our weakness, they're gonna exploit it.
Yeah.
So they bred that in us, especially us being in America, or if you were shipped somewhere, and you know where you come from, that was something ingrained in us, to make sure that we never build on building each other up, teaching each other better, loving on each other. So that's something that you could break, and these are things that you can denounce in your life. You can denounce the slave mentality. You can denounce the I'm gonna sell my brother mentality. Call it Judas, because that's what Judas did. He sold our Messiah for 30 silver coins, literally.
Judas is just Judah with In the New Testament, they dropped them H's and put S's on it. Just like Noah, they call him Noe. Isaiah, they call him Isaiah in the New Testament. So Judas is just Judah, and that's another example of us selling each other, selling each other out, and to the point of death even, because Joseph was the first one that I can remember in the Bible being sold by Judah into slavery. But when Judas, when he betrayed the Messiah, he betrayed him to death, but he thought that the Messiah was going to do some miraculous thing like he always does. But that's no excuse, because he never asked you to do that. Once he knew it was in Judas' heart, he told him go ahead and do what he was going to do, because it had to be done. He wasn't going to step back from the cross, from that tree, because he already know that was going to be a sign to us who we are, how they hang us on the trees.
Right. So that's another thing, is learn who you are, renounce and denounce the curses that's been put on you by your forefathers, because they did that to us. They passed down curses instead of blessings. And they had the power to pass down blessings. They had the power to speak better over their children's lives, but they chose the wrong, and we suffer for it. But because they did it don't mean you're excused. You're not no reincarnation of nobody.
No.
No matter what any teaching tell you, you were born you. Like, everybody was born who they supposed to be. You were born to be yourself. You're not born from some ancient time to suffer now. That's called karma. That's not who we are. We don't live by karma. You're not a reincarnation, but you are who you are. It's like the Most High say, I am who I am. So if we was made in His image, why would you be somebody different than who you was born at. So you gotta truly read your Bible, truly understand it in spiritual and in application. You know, it's good to know by reading and gaining knowledge and information. But knowledge and information turns to wisdom when you apply it.
Right.
So you have to apply it to know what is real, what works for you, as well as acknowledging your experiences. So when you acknowledge your experiences, that is praise and worship to the Most High. If you can't even praise and worship the Most High, why would you serve? Doesn't make sense. You don't have to. You can serve anything. You know, God is dog spelled backwards. You can serve dog all day long, but you can't serve the Most High with that weak ass mindset. You know, that's the only way I could put it. You know, we're gonna learn how to be ourselves again. And our ancestors were strong people. You know, the ability to be able to sustain themselves, and not just themselves, but a company of people. They had cattle. They had servants, which was basically workers, not slaves, but workers, people who happily worked for these people, who would put their life on the line.
Yep.
They was loyal, you know, because they served not just that man, but that man's God.
Mm-hmm.
So they would serve Father Abraham's God because they know Father Abraham served his God.
Yeah.
You know, no matter if they were strange people or his own brethren, they would still serve the same God.
Yeah.
And it passed down from generation to generation until some of our ancestors denounced that. You know, which that's one thing why we have to denounce things like Christianity.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a slave mentality.
Yeah.
It's a white supremacist mentality.
And it comes straight from Catholicism. So if anybody said don't, that's a lie. Just because they use our book to stem off of it, a whole different religion, and it sounds good and all that stuff, doesn't mean that that's the truth. We only have one truth. It's only one truth. Okay? And it's not Christianity. And it's not Hebrew Israelism, and it's not all of that. It's us being a people to our Father. Now Hebrew, I understand why they say that, but we don't need to make it a religion. It shouldn't be a religion. What it should be is our book, our family album. We should be following it because of the simple fact that's where we came from. Now I know that the Levitical parts of it, we're not over here in the land. So we can't do all the stuff as far as what the priest would do for us and stuff like that. We need to be praying, asking God to bring us back home, bring us to Zion. You know, South Africa might not be, and more than likely not Israel, but we're closer to Israel now than being over there in the United States, where you know ain't nothing but paganism. And no matter how they slice it, Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, Hebrew Israelism, Egyptology, Pan-Africanism. All this stuff are beliefs in things that are man-made.
And it's not from you. It's not from your people.
Mm-mm.
Now, if it's somebody's belief, that's fine. Like I said, people should be able to believe what they want to believe. But you coming from Africa and your ancestors were slaves, and you say you was never a slave, that's another slave mentality.
Mm-hmm.
To deny what your ancestors went through.
Mm-hmm.
You think that it's better to disconnect from a history because you benefited off of what they did. Now, that's disrespectful to your ancestors.
That's right.
Who died, and some of them killed themselves because they wasn't finna sell out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they wasn't finna go down that route. But the ones who did survive and was able to make us, they made us in the mindset that eventually we'll leave that slave play, and we'll come back to our basically like the dry bones. We'll come back to remembrance of who we are that one day. And this is the day, this is the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been trying to get this message out for a long time, but, you know, it's no better time than now. So we're going to do it. And as much as we can, we're gonna keep putting good words out there for you guys. So you lions and lionesses. So we are a pride. We are a coalition of brothers. We supposed to be for each other. Build our family units. Love our children, teach them better. Don't lie to your children. It's better not to lie to them. You got young children, teach them right. We grew up with a lot of pagan stuff. We shouldn't have to force that on our children.
Yeah. The Easter egg bunnies and the people coming down chimneys with gifts and stuff that never happened. That's a lie. It's just a lie. And then we'll just keep saying it over and over again, but it'll never be the truth because it's just not. We'll keep practicing it over and over again, but we'll drop that scripture about decking the tree down with the things. We'll put that in the...
But be the matriarch, or the patriarch, the progenitor of your lineage of denouncing and renouncing the lies.
Yeah.
So that you can start somewhere and your children have a chance to at least benefit in this new coming of the Most High.
Yeah.
He's going to redeem us. That's going to be a new name for us. We're going to call him the Redeemer.
Right.
And we are the redeemed.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to learn that to even be redeemed, you went through something. And somebody owed you something. And that's the point of us proving what we went through, because not only do we have faith in it, of course. We read the Bible every night. We love the Bible. We let it read to us. But we also walk in it. We don't just pretend and play and make it feel, make ourselves feel good. It's not about our feelings. It's about the truth. And then to get results, nobody have to prove God is real. If he's real in your life, you don't have to prove that to nobody. But you should be in and of yourself able to have your own testimony. If you have no testimony, then you can't claim God. Basically, he's limited in your life, and not because he don't have the power to. It's because you make sure he has limits in your life. You put borders and boundaries up for him not to work in your life, and it's up to you to cast it down, to open your heart, your ears, and to be able to listen. The Messiah said, "He who have an ear, let him hear." Understand and try him. The Most High ain't scared of you at all. Try his word. Step on it. Believe it. He's the foundation. The word is the foundation of your faith. He should be. He should be the starting stone, the cornerstone. And he'll be there in every brick that you add to your house. Your house is supposed to be your vessel, which is you.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
If you building yourself up brick by brick, you need to apply it. You need to believe it.
Yeah. We just send blessings and love, and we just want to encourage you to read the Bible for yourself. Please. We never called ourselves Christians. We didn't. We never called ourselves that. Other people called us that, and that wasn't because we wanted them to. Okay, we are not Christians. We're Judah.
Words of wisdom from Wise Lion and OG Trippin'. It's just day one, night one for y'all. And we're going to add some more videos soon. Now stay tuned.
Love you.
Blessings.